Hi folks, it's the weekend. Welcome back to the Model3man channel, and it's time for something new. For the last year at least, I've been using the same old, outdated, hackneyed introduction, and a few of you on the channel said, look, you can mix it up a little, change it, improve it. So I did. I took 3, 4, or even 5 hours to put this together. My daughter, Jillian, provided some input, and that took a little bit more time to get it to her liking, and I think I agree with her. It looks short and snappy and a little bit more contemporary, so here is the new opening sequence to the Model3man channel. So let's get to the topic of today's upload. It's actually in the form of 2 parts. A lot of people have asked me over the months, what do you use to film your episodes? And then recently they were saying, it looks a lot crisper, it looks a lot sharper, which camera have you got? And I had to keep telling them honestly, I'm just using an iPhone XS Max, not even the latest one. And before this, I used the iPhone 7 Plus. Is that really a sufficient camera from which to film a YouTube channel? Well, that's all I've been using. I am waiting for the Fujifilm X-T4 to come out. The intended date of the launch is April the 30th. But then again, with this whole COVID epidemic, it could be put back, but I'm hoping it won't. It's a great 4K camera. I'm looking forward to it. But in the meantime, we're using an iPhone, and I always have. So what I wanted to do today, in episode number 1, I'm going to be looking at the hardware that I use when I film, and I'm talking about lighting, I'm talking about sound tools, video tools, all kinds of bits and pieces to put together a usable video. And as we go through those, I'll explain what they do and when I use them. And then in part 2, which I'll put out again maybe a few hours after the first one, I'm going to be looking at the most important part, which is inputting the footage into the editing program, and I happen to use Final Cut Pro. I've also been using it for quite a while, and I'm slowly beginning to develop a lot more skills. And you can see in the opener where I had 8 different clips around a central focus point, I had to use a masking technique to mask each of them to the exact area that the video should be showing through. So I use Final Cut, and I'm going to take you through how do I use it? How do I color grade the video footage? And what do I do with the audio? Sit back, enjoy how to film a YouTube channel on a shoestring budget using just your camera and some really inexpensive tools. So let's start the tour with the audio gathering equipment, in other words, the recorders or the microphones. And it starts from the left over here. Rode is a very well-known company for microphones that fit portable devices, cameras, phones, tablets, whatever you want. This particular one here is useful on a camera. I had a Nikon D800. The attachment at the bottom fits into the camera's hot shoe. We've got a few settings here. We've got on and off, and we've got low cut. We've also got minus 10 dB and plus 20 if it's very quiet. The wind sock on the top prevents that awful rumbling noise when you're filming in wind. And below this little capsule here are stereo microphones. 2 mics that point in XY directions like that. So that's pretty useful there. That's the first one. Next we have a little lavalier mic from iRig. This is in fact the one that I use every single episode. I show it to you here. Clip that below my collar, somewhere on the lapel or just below it. And that plugs straight into the iPhone's lightning port. And it's tremendous because it gives you the ability to talk with your voice staying at the same volume all of the time. This is my primary audio gathering tool. Let's have a look at this here, Rode. This is an interesting device because, let's get my thumb out the way, shall we? This is beautifully packaged. This is a sort of a hard shell case. And you can notice there, that little connector, like that, fits directly into the iPhone's lightning port. And underneath the shell here, you can see that there are 2 microphones, and each of them points at 90 degrees to the other. And this is a tremendous device because you can plug that into your phone directly and you can film a live show, a concert, the sounds of, I don't know, a racetrack, an airport. and it will record in full stereo using the little Rode app at a very, very high quality. So I use that fairly frequently when I'm recording external sounds and not recording myself. And then we have the, let's turn around the right way, made by Apogee, and it's called the One, Apogee One. And this is a great device because, as you can see from here, there are two inputs. We can put an XLR microphone there. You'll remember that when I did the James Taylor song, I was singing into a big microphone. Well, it plugged into there. And this, well, that was the guitar. Guitar plugged into there, and the voice mic plugged into that. So this allows us to connect and use headphones to monitor, but connect up through USB. In the bottom you can see that there. It even has power. It also has the ability to put batteries in. You can use it independent of power. This is great. Tremendous high quality and one of the best audio gathering tools if you want to have multiple inputs like that. Okay, we'll move on from there. Let's go and look at the stabilizers. Stabilization is so important for a lot of reasons, and obviously you do not want camera shake. You always want to avoid the appearance of a shaky camera, so that's the first reason. And the other is sometimes your hands are occupied doing other things, and therefore you need the camera just to be independent of your hands. Now, first of all, we've got a little miniature tripod here, and by the way, of course, that doesn't mount onto the phone at all. This does allow for a little phone adapter clip. You can get them on Amazon for about $4, $5, something like that. The phone sits on the top of that, and of course the nice thing is that we can adjust the top any angle that we want, and then we just tighten it on the side, and our camera sits stable. Straighten that a little bit there. And of course the nice thing about this is that it has telescoped legs, and so I can extend it. If it's an uneven surface, I can raise two of the legs and leave the other one short, as happens in my car frequently. So we'll close that up. That's one. And then the same thing again, and the same ability to add the little phone holding clip up here. But of course this is the Gorillapod, and these legs can bend and twist, and you can wrap them around anything you want to. If you have an uneven surface or you've got objects you want to wrap the legs around, this one works a treat. Everyone needs a selfie stick, and this little guy here has little spindly, let's clear those out the way. There, so we can use it as a basic tripod, and you say, well, where does the phone go? Well, here it is here. So in this design, the phone would fit there and be clamped into the holder. You see that? Of course, it also doubles as a genuine selfie stick. So I can expand that. There we go. So there we are with a considerable length. Of course, I close these. Folds up into a very compact, neat, tidy device. It even comes with a little removable Bluetooth remote. You can see that there. And that magnetically just fits back into there. Beautiful, nice package. And then, of course, we've got the Osmo Mobile, and this is an absolutely great device, and you can see that the phone would go in there. So we'll just turn this on and you can see what happens. So I just hold the button down there for a second or two, and it swings into action, straightens up. Now you can see that my hand is turning, but the phone is still staying straight. If I turn like that, I can get it to spin, but it'll do it smoothly. So that's the purpose of a gimbal. It really just stabilizes your footage, gives you professional looking results. I can use the joystick to focus down, lower. You can see I'm just pushing the joystick with my damaged thumb, pushing up, and that takes a higher angle. There we go. It adds stability that we couldn't do on our own. So you could be walking and you could do this. It still retains the same angle and same perspective of what you're shooting. You can turn it slowly like that and scan around. The beautiful thing about this is that it was really only about $120, and you've got a little joystick on here that makes it move up and down. You've got the ability to start and stop the recording with the red button there, turn it on here, and you can even zoom on the side, but who wants digital zoom anyway? Nevertheless, this is a tremendous tool, and if you're filming primarily on your phone, it's a wonderful, wonderful stabilizing device. When it comes to my video capturing devices, well, everyone has their GoPro. This is an old one. I got the Hero 3 and the Hero 4. I just don't use it a lot. I really don't enjoy the extreme fisheye view that it gives, but this is waterproof. I can take it out when I scuba dive. I can use it, and I do. So that's a great little tool. Then we've got the, again, this is a DJI product, the Osmo Pocket. And it's got this very cool little storage pouch, which you can use on a lanyard like that. Let's have a look at it. So, weird little guy. Doesn't look like very much at all. We're going to turn it on. Snaps into action. You can see that. And we've got a tiny, tiny little miniature screen on the back there, which works really very, very well. So this little device also has 3-axis stabilization. You can see it there. To keep the same level. Stays horizontal even if my hand's moving, and that of course is the purpose, it's the whole purpose of a gimbal, is to stay stabilized. So let's turn it around a little, and you can look at its beady little eye. There it is there. So the neat thing about it is that you've got this little on-screen menu system, and you can go through and change anything you want. Oh, look, Band-Aid's gone. I got very self-conscious while I was filming earlier, so I just took it off. It's fine. Battery is built inside here. This little connector can go into your phone, so you can hold the phone here. Together it forms a great unit for bringing in 4K video. 4K in this size, that's unheard of. And it produces good footage as well. We'll turn it off again, and then you can just put it straight into the case just like that, pop it in, put the strap over it, and it's ready to go. That's pretty cool. And then I got this guy. So what the heck is this? Well, this is a Canon XH A1s, and it is a monster for HD recording. It's an older one. It does HD, not 4K, but it's got a really, really good 20 times zoom lens on the front. There it says it over there. I've just outfitted it with a few additional items. So this device here, let's just turn it on. Let's take these cables off. And that really cool is what's called the Ninja V. It's an external recorder. You slide an SSD drive in the back. At the moment there's no input. Well, if I were to turn the camera on, this would change and it would show the picture that the camera is about to record. So the neat thing about that, it has a drive. You can record endless number of hours based on the size of your SSD drive, and you can plug the drive into your computer and edit directly off it. This captures high quality 4.2.2. At the moment this is a 1080 camera, but this device, the Ninja V, will record up to 4K 60 frames a second. That's the Ninja, that's the Canon. Together they make a great team. So whenever there's a big function and we've got a speaker or we've got something else that we're filming, this is the camera I take out, and of course it sits in a tripod and gives very, very good results. Well, of course, lighting is just super important, and you can see that I have two light boxes or soft boxes here. They produce basically daylight, and that lights up my face to look normal, no matter what the background color. They can be pretty short or pretty tall, depending on how you extend them. They were $89 collectively for the two of them. That's a good deal. In the background, I have some TRADFRI light bulbs that come from IKEA, where else? And they will give me any color I want to color the back of the wall behind me. But then I have strip lighting at the bottom that lights up Again, from the bottom, it just provides a bit of an edge, and you can change the color again through an app. These come from a company called LIFEX. Got them online, and you can buy as much length as you want and control it through the app. Now, obviously, if you're recording late at night, you don't want to wake up Dragon Lady and anybody else in the house. You need a good set of headphones. These are AKG. They give me a nice balanced sound. I do have another set as well, but I tend to use these more frequently. They're more comfortable. And we've got the old 3.5mm jack, but the adapter for the 1/4 inch as well. So this is an essential part of editing when you get to Final Cut Pro, and that's what we're going to look at next. That's the end of part 1. In a few hours time I'll be uploading the second part, which I think is the more important part, because it's how you edit and what you do to the footage and the audio that makes it much more acceptable and makes it of a higher quality. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Click notify so that when all of these videos are uploaded, you're notified. Then you get to choose whether or not you want to watch it or not. Thanks for now. We'll see you soon.